Peace, Dr. Fazl. How are you?
Hi, Kevin. How are you? Alhamdulillah. All glory be to Allah.
Thank you.
I will answer your question. Hmm? I will answer your question.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, don't have to put it through.
I'm from Houston, Texas, in the United States.
Pardon?
Oh, someone was asking me a question on the chat. I was
Yeah?
just answering.
Yeah, ask. You can ask now. It's time. Kevin, you can ask now. Just time now. You
Oh,
can ask.
okay. So I was asking earlier. There were some occurrences that were occurring a couple of months ago that was very concerning of me. Um, there were some thoughts that I had as far as when reflecting on my past life or in the last years of my life, whether if I was going to end up in hell because of my lack of devotion to Allah. And I was in the living room one day and I was contemplating these thoughts. And at the moment, I decided to go to the other room where my parents were. And as I was thinking these thoughts about hell, uh, when I went to the room to mention something to my parents, they were watching a television program and they paused the channel. And when I happened to look on the TV screen, it said the words hot, HOT, and it had two pillars of smoke on each side of the word. The moment I saw that, I started to associate that with my thoughts that I was contemplating about the hellfire. And it very much frightened me to the point of actually believing, like, is this a sign or is this just a coincidence? And there was another occurrence where I was thinking the same thoughts. Am I going to have the mercy of Allah? Am I going to go to hell for what I've done in my past? Um, and in the other room, when I was thinking these thoughts, my father was watching a program and the words fire, 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 I could hear it in the other room. And I started to associate what I was hearing or what I was thinking. And again, it frightened me very much. And this also happened very recently. And then the other week, I was in my room and my mother comes in and she tells me, "Why does your room look so smoky?" And it was the same time I was contemplating these thoughts and I associated that with smoke and fire. So, Dr. Fazl, my question is this: with these occurrences that have been happening these past couple months, are these just coincidences, or is there some legitimacy as far as could these be signs or some way of communication? So this is my question, if you don't mind. I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, human being is created with your mind and the soul together. They are the forerunners of whatever that happens in and around them physically. Sometimes it is a magical situation, a trickery like situation. So many unknown things happen around us. Known things also happen to our liking or to our disliking. Whether we invite it or not, it happens. For example, a disease happens, a disease developing in me, or I am not all right by my mind. Or something about me keeps me always in an anxious situation. I do not know the reason. Suddenly, I am so beautifully placed comfortably at heart that I don't feel any emotions but peace. I do not know so many things, good and bad, happens to me without my inviting it. This is how we feel. When we do a business, we don't expect losses, but the losses come. Sometimes unknown profit. We expect some 200, $300 or some 500 maximum. Suddenly there can be $1,000 transactions. Or we may expect 200 to 300. I may not get even $10. Nothing is happening in and around us by our expectations, according to our wish, our efforts, nothing happens. This must be the basic understanding. Today I am living, I do not know how I am living. I am worried about tomorrow, but the same today I worried about this sometime before, a week before, or a month before, but nothing has happened. Sometimes I'm so happy, a disaster strikes me. Everything is happening for truth. How do we account this? Why should it happen? The thing that I don't expect, good or bad. Emotion wise, sorrow or peace. How does it happen? Nothing happens without my knowledge. Chapter 57, verse number 22. Chapter 57, verse number 22. Have you taken? Chapter 57, verse number 22. No
Yes.
disaster strikes upon the earth or among yourselves, except that it is in your register before we bring it into manifestation. Indeed, Allah, it's easy for Him. Going by this, how do we understand? No disaster strikes upon the earth where you are placed or in you without this being registered prior to its happening. Allah over all things is competent. It is easy for Him. So it is easy for Him to change a beautiful atmosphere into a disaster situation, a great catastrophic situation into an easy and beautiful situation. The climate also. Suddenly there can be a hurricane which you feared about. Nothing happens. How? Nothing happens. Something should have happened because you expected it. But on the other hand, you changed in your mind that which is very bad by that which is more calm and peaceful. You changed the bad one with the good one. No hurricane, no storm. Nothing has happened in the way people add it over the television. It is because you can change your world above and below, and because you are in a society for your sake, because the world is changing for you, for others also it is changing. Nothing happens as long as you are there. That's what Allah says. As long as you are there, nothing bad happens to others. If a single believer is there, that is sufficient to save the society. If you are a believer in the hearsay of the people, in the scientific proclamation of the people, then when you believe things are happening in the same way. One believer is sufficient to save the society in which he is living in. Because when God's command comes, it is upon the entire society, not on a single person. When the rain comes, it is for everyone in and around, not only upon me like taking a shower. Likewise, the disaster falls also not only upon you but also upon others. When the disaster is removed, totally it is exchanged for the good because you believed in God. When you believe in God, God is with you. When you don't believe in God, you turn away, but still God is with you. For a long period of time, He is going with you, saying that should not happen, bad should not happen, evil should not befall you. This is what God keeps speaking to you in every moment of your anxiety, in every moment of your anticipation of something bad will happen on you. The very same breathing, God breathes His inspiration in you, nothing to worry. So always listen to the opposite of what you expect. I expect from me, from my knowledge, all hardship, but I don't want it. It is not that you say that you don't want it. It is God says you don't need it. It should not occur to you at all. When it is what I am harboring in me, it should not happen to me. There are two things about it. One thing, if I am selfish, nothing is going to be in the way that you play. Because when you receive something good, it is for others also. When a beautiful breeze passes through you, it is for others also. When a nice scent, a flowery scent is now passing by me because of the breeze it carries, it is for everyone. Just because I am sitting in the front, I am inhaling all the scent of a flower, it doesn't mean that others are going not to be deprived of it. However, totally you breathe in all the flavor, all the flowery scents and the fragrance of it totally in me. It is not that I am depriving others. The same thing will go to others also. You can see a hard, a very, very thick cloud, darkest cloud coming, and it is pouring down there some 10 kilometers away. Just because it is pouring down there, it doesn't mean when it comes to me, the cloud will be dry. The same cloud, the same thickness, the same darkness will pass by me. And wherever it goes, hundreds of miles away also, then the same amount of rain will be there. The same amount of that darkness will not be removed. If you touch a butterfly, okay, because it's got so many colors, such beautiful colors, its wings bearing that color, you touch and pick it, then leave it. You will have all the colors, but still that color won't go from the wings of the butterfly. Likewise, to Allah it is easy. If your prayers are to be fruitful, then don't be selfish, wish for others. If you wish for others, that means you have friendliness with the people, even if he is an enemy nearby to you. If you say that he is an enemy, all evil may befall him. You curse him, then the curse will fall on you also. Your prayers must be answered. In your heart is the prayer. In your heart is your God watching you, what you are doing. When you receive the blessing, when you seek for the blessing of God, then it is for others also, not only for you. If you have any enmity between you and another person who is very near, definitely this prayer is not going to be answered for you. Maybe it takes a long time before that person whom you consider as an enemy is moved far away from you. Now the grace may come upon you because when your enemy is near, the grace come upon you will be coming upon him also, that which you don't like. There is a deficiency in your prayer. There is a hindrance to your prayer before Allah accepts it and He benevolently bestows His favor on you. It will come to Him also, who is your bitterest enemy, until and unless you remove that enmity from yourself, and seek good for Him, then much more blessing will come upon you. For God is merciful, God is kind, and loving. For him, he is most forgiving. When you are considering someone the bitterest enemy to you, Allah has already forgiven you, that person. You do not know. How do you say Allah has forgiven him? Because they are still alive. You are your bitterest enemy he is. You don't want him to survive, but he is surviving. That very fact, he is surviving. God has forgiven him, and it is your duty to forgive him. God has got so much benevolence on you, so much to give you. He has in store everything for you without even you're asking for it. Things will be, as a lucky person, things will be accumulating on you, both unseen and visible producers from around you. The unseen blessings will be there. Your heart will be at peace, and you will make friends with your enemies. This is this is the prophecy in me now. Whatever you wish for will come to you. This is a blessing in me that makes me believe everything around you is fine and simple. I have no hardship at all. Everything within my reach. This is you will be believing. Now we have the mind aspect. What I believe, things are going to happen. It's not magic. There's no witchcraft. If I believe so strongly because you are so weak by mind, I can cause terror into you. If I am an evil person, even if I believe in the evil, the more I believe, the harder will be effect both upon you and in the surroundings where you are situated. So you will also be affected, they will also be affected. Don't think that you will be spared. And if he is a person unbelieving, unholy, then both of you are in the same situation. One day a disaster will strike both of you. Both of you will be in affliction. Whoever at that point of time listens to godliness, he is saved. Those who do not listen to the godliness, they are not going to be saved from that situation. Always there is an inner voice that is our master's voice, will be heard by us all the time. Either we hear to it or we become deaf to it. Hear the soul voice, one voice, against all odds. You believe only that particular word which is so good for you, like a blessing from above, enters your heart. That is the Wahi entering your heart. Heart means combination of the two, mind and soul together. That is the unseen heart, invisible heart. Believe that invisible heart. You are likely to lift it up to a great level of power from the most exalted. He is bestowing you with his power now to believe. The more you believe without an element of doubt in it, a hindrance to our belief before it happens before me. That is the element of doubt. Allah wants to remove that element of doubt so that He gives you His pristine, pure blessing that will come to you all the way until the life ends. It will not be breaking away from you in the middle. So Allah is patiently waiting with you. If you are patient, you are doing a good thing. Coming to the uh, your parents seeing the TV and whatever disbelief you have here, whatever the glad tidings you have turned your back to, then we are sufferers now, we are believers in only the bad thing. Disaster will fall on me, affliction will fall on me, diseases are going to sprout in me, all things, and I am going to be starving because of poverty. Everything will come, all bad things. Shaitan is speaking to you. Allah is also speaking to you at the same time. Your external senses feed you by your limited knowledge. Bad will happen to you. A disease will develop in you. Poverty strike you. How many things sense knowledge? The physical sense, whatever it is stored in my brain, it will be descending. My heart now is divided. Soul and mind. Mind is siding with the knowledge of the brain. The soul is waiting for you to turn, for mind to turn to it, so that you have the heart. I'm not talking about the physical heart. That is one heart, but the abstract heart, the unseen heart, combination of the two, glued together, mind and soul glued together. Always the soul speaks to you, the wahi of Allah, the inspiration of Allah, a revelation of truth from Allah, always descending on your mind. Now you listen to it, you turn towards the soul, you are facing Allah directly. Now you are able to clearly listen to the word of Allah alone, and the knowledge goes to a far distance, to oblivion. I don't see it anymore. I don't hear the knowledge of the shaitan anymore. My own brain stops from working. From the devil's workshop, nothing comes here. So my mind is now pure. I am beginning to listen to the word of Allah. Calmness descends on me. Calmness is descending on me. That calmness is a foolproof God's message and His benevolence and His blessing, all put together in a nutshell. It is there as calm, maintain that calmness and patience. Slowly, everything will reveal from within. Why and how all good things have happened to me, in what form and shape also will be given to you. That is my my insight and my farsightedness, both together will be there. And I am seeing what I am feeling here. If only you maintain your peace by your patience and giving a thought to what that peace is. Dwell in the thought, how the peace comes, where from the peace came to you, how it is resting in me now, how a little while ago I was so much disturbed, suddenly the peace comes to me because I was disturbed, my mind was turned to the external world. When I cannot bear it anymore, think about God, God turns me towards the soul, and I am facing the soul. Only good things I receive, and that is what giving me the much needed peace. Preserve that peace by being patient with the peace. Be patient with the peace. That means Allah is with you. You are with Allah, maintaining the peace. You want peace only in your mind now. You seek for peace only in your mind now. Now, 57:22 is what is going to happen to you. O mankind, follow what has been revealed to you from your Lord. Follow that which is revealed to you from your Lord. Now I am reading chapter 7, verse number 3. Chapter 7, verse number 3. Just before we read 57th chapter 22 verse, and keep that page now, we'll come back to it. Now, chapter 7, verse number 3. Follow mankind. Directly, Allah speaks to the mankind, to you and me. Now that we have taken this verse, follow mankind, definitely Allah is speaking to me, not to the Prophet. Allah also speaks to you. Direct. Follow what has been revealed to you. A clear revelation to you. You want peace or you want turbulence, chaotic mind? I am now asking myself, I want peace or I want the turbulent, chaotic situation about me? Very disturbing, distressing. I hate this disturbance now affecting me. At the same time, Allah is speaking to me, have peace. You want. What is easy for Allah? Whatever He promises, it is easy to Him. As long as you don't believe in the quietness, in the serenity of your situation here, the breath, Allah is waiting for bad connections, your mind's connection with the external features, external senses. Remove it and turn towards the insight that is soulfully. He is yours now if you turn your face to the soul. My mind is now turning to the soul. Allah says, no disaster strikes you in you and where you stay upon the earth. No disaster. First word, no disaster. When we read this, no disaster strikes upon the earth or among yourself, except that it is in a register, documented, recorded. That means if you believe in what Allah reveals to you, the register is recorded in a different way. All blessings will descend. No disaster. No disaster is recorded. Then it is given to you. You want peace. You need peace. You take from me or not. You want this or not. Say, I want peace. O Salam, the granter of peace, I want peace. Say to him directly. Don't open up your mouth. If you open up your mouth, even the jinns will hear. Don't try to bargain, crying about what you are going to earn from your knowledge. Whatever in the past that you had done as sins, he will exemplify it and he will make it big, blowing it into your mind, so that you will cry to his noise more than listening to the subtle blessing of Allah coming from your soul to your mind. So there is no disaster. That is the word from chapter 57, verse number 22. Now, Allah says in chapter 7, verse number 3, follow what is being revealed to you from the book, from the register. No disaster befall you. Now follow what is revealed to you clearly, unambiguously. You need peace. Want or you don't want? I want peace. And I stay glued to that word, and my face is always for decisively turned towards my soul. My mind turns to my soul. That is the beauty of my chest now. My breast expands in its calmness. Spaciously I am living now in my breast. And Allah's dictum will become true, will happen forever from this moment onwards, hereafter, thereafter too, after our death. Which one we will be denying between the two? We deny what my knowledge speaks to my mind. I accept what my soul delivers to my mind. That revelation is most important. To make true chapter 7, verse number 3, and chapter 57, verse number 22. We are going to stick to this for today. Follow. How to follow what has been revealed to you. Follow means how? Follow what has been revealed to you now. Everyone wants peace. So that's a revelation today for all of us. How the peace will come? Only from him. How? He knows it. You do not know. How the bad came to you. How the diseases started developing in you. Why should you live in poverty? Where from it came? Definitely we don't want that. We will not go and earn it for ourselves, but where from it came? You should ask that where from it came. You will ask also when you are deeply stressed, distressed, you will ask where from it came. But when good fortune pours on you, you will not ask from where it came. Definitely you will say, I earned it. That's where the problem is. When evil befalls you, you said where from it came, not from me. But Allah says it is what you have earned from your own hands. But we are not there to accept it. Accept that first. I earned all evil upon me by using my knowledge of the past, of the people who went before me, and of the books which was written by the people that have passed away before me. I use the knowledge, I use my own understanding of whatever physically happening around me, and I take it as a lesson, and I am involving myself in trial and errors. That is the basis. On the basis of the trial and the error method, I am dealing with the physical world. Allah says, dwell in the matters I have given to you, beautiful messages I have given to you, and the blessing I have given to you. Will you take it or will you leave it? I am not going to force it on you. Everyone knows the truth. I want peace. It is not to be by you, it is a blessing to be given to you, granted to you by your Creator. The whole world must be changed to give you the peace you want or you don't want. Suppose I am not listening to my soul. I am becoming poor in calmness and quietness. And I turn to if I leave my soul, the source from which I receive my heartfelt beauty that Allah grants me by way of peace, I am deprived of it. Now I am next thing is I am turning to the worldly level, full of fire, people of fire, people of hellfire. The people are the hard-hearted people. They are the very fuel of the hellfire on this earth. So the more I listen to the knowledge, the more I go by the knowledge, I am living in hell already. And now jinns also speak to you. The jinns are created from the smoke, from the fire, all the fiery things, all the smoky thing, which is not at all true. And it's like a magical spell that covers me. I see things now. It's all easy for Allah to make you see what you believe. If you believe in the hell, all smoky things, you will make it as a ghost also, and you will be pushed into the fire, you will be drawn into the fire also. And you will be voluntarily be falling into the pit of fire. We don't want that situation to develop in us. No disaster will strike. Until such time, it is written in the heavens and the earth. When we believe in the knowledge of the people, I am in the hellfire. It is written there. Because at the same time, I am worried about my future. At the same time, God also speaks to me by soul, through His soul, to me by way of Wahi. And you believe in that Wahi, all good things, all beautiful things, all the fragrances of the God's blessing will be encompassing you, all around you, will be embracing you like a bosom friend. Allah stretches out His hand to embrace you. This is how we are going to live in the coming days. From this moment, in the coming moments, nothing evil will strike me from this moment if I follow what is revealed to me. Follow what has been revealed to you, 7:3. Follow means keep following. First believe the word of Allah, have peace. When the peace is given to your mind, the word given to the mind, it is recorded in the heavens. And from the heavens to the earth, without the blessing from heavens, reach the earth, no producers in the earth. Without the command of the earth, wanting heaven to fall on it by way of the rain, the grace of the heaven, God endowed rain will come down if I believe. My body is my earth. I have all the earthly feelings here, the five senses, all the earthly feeling which I may desire, which I may fall for. This will never happen in my future. I am not a person of body, but I am a person belonging to my soul and mind together. My chest is my fulcrum. My chest is my Baitul Haram, the holy mosque, or the holy house in which I will reside. That is my refuge. And Allah is the caretaker of my building here, the beautiful building of Jannah. That means the heavenly mansion I am living here if I am turning my mind towards my soul and my heart is now in one unison. The mind is physically creating by absorbing, by imbibing the God granted blessing wholeheartedly. And my soul embraces me from all around. And I will not be willing to escape from the soul I am residing therein, following every word Allah is speaking to me, all good things. I am forgiving you. Follow that forgiveness in your life also. Forgive others. You don't seek any good from anyone. You don't invite any bad from anyone. Only from Allah, all your bad will be removed and all good will be blessed on you. Singly start living by the grace of Allah. If only I am hand in hand with the soul, my mind with the soul is hand in hand. This is how my life will start flourishing from this moment, avoiding the evil, dispelling the evil, averting the evil, but following the godliness before me. I follow only the good things in the mind, and more will be revealed to me as power from God, as wisdom from God. This is how these things are going to happen. If only I follow Him in spirit, in the sense, and essentially that sense is my life hereafter, not nonsense, where my five senses will go. The five senses will desire the earthy material that are dying, a created material that is bound to die. Don't follow that deadly five senses. Follow the creative soul, which is going to be a real source of you for the entire life to come from this moment onwards. What I saw in the TV is imaginary. From here, I saw it. And the people surrounding you also glued to the TV and all nonsense. You are also fearing unholy things. When godly things is being granted to you, you don't hear because I'm not understanding. Actually, my soul is speaking to me. I am thinking God somewhere from there, He will be pouring His blessing on me. But it is so near. Allah is ever watchful of you, what you are doing. And the soul is His abode, His grace, the whole grace, His constitution for me lying there. His dictate is lying there. I must follow it. All beautiful commandments. Follow the truth. Don't follow the falsehood. I am not following an imaginary thing. For 2 or 3 months, you have been seeing the smoke, fire, and all those things. But nothing has happened to you because you believe in Allah. You are taking the word of Allah also, though you have not felt Him so near to your soul, but it is you believe Him far away from you. Now you are taking Him so close to your heart, and you understand, yes, all good words come from me, and from within my heart only I am given the word of God, that is, have a safe life, have a commendable life, not a condemnable life. Don't listen to the five senses, but listen to the soul. There is the comfort for your heart. There is the solace to your heart. Follow it. I want it. That's all. I don't want you to do anything about it. I am going to grant you. I am going to guide you. Just follow it. Keep it in your mind all the time. Comfort, comfort, comfort to your mind, not your physical comfort to your mind, but to your mind. Listen to the comforting word, peace, only peace, nothing more. Don't have to complicate it at all. You are terrified now. You have fear complex in you, and you think of all the evil things that's going to happen before you. Nothing, no disaster that will happen before it is written in the heavens. That will have an effect on the earth and all around you. In the atmosphere also, the same evil effect will be there, and that is going to strike your mind now because my all senses are looking towards the external happenings. All things that is externally beautiful for now are attracting me. And people who speak, I believe, they are going to, as if they are going to help me. Nobody will help you because The people, they cannot help themselves when they are suffering. They will seek somebody else help. And what is due for them, you won't understand. All evil, all those people who are desirous about the earthly materials, they are inviting evil that will be a disaster on them. The smoky jinns will be speaking to you, crying to you. You are a bad person, you have done this and that sin. But Allah, same time, speaks to you through His angelical messengers, Jibril and Mikhail. They also speak to you. Don't worry. But we don't listen to them. We only hear to these cries against me. Now I understand the two things separately. I'm able to distinguish, and distinctly I am siding with the soul now. But until this time, I was siding with I was inclined towards the hell. That is, whatever my five senses taught me, teaches me, whatever it tutors me, I followed. But whatever is inspired from within me, I have so far not connected myself to it. Now I am able to connect it because all good come from God. If my heart houses some good in me, have peace, no disaster before you, because God is inspiring. Before He is inspiring, at the same time, the moment before, it is written there in the skies. Without the sky and the earth below, I cannot live. And whatever the environment around me, atmosphere around me, is more suitable to me for other person according to his belief in the soul, according to his inclination towards the earthly material. His world is different, his atmosphere is different. Each one has a different heaven and different earth, and the surrounding atmosphere is different. No one shall enter into the other world. No one should seek the help of another person in a different world, which may be disastrous to himself. He cannot give anything to you. Rather, he will disturb your world and your peace. Much worse than what you are already suffering. So, no disaster at all will befall you, Kevin. And if you are going to be turning now all your concentration to your soul, now that you know that Jibreel and Mikhail, the two blessed messengers, the angelical messengers, are there in your heart. As you are inhaling the air, the message from Allah is inspired into you, grasped, and is given to your mind. Only one thing, all your life, peace. For that peace, whatever is required for your physical body will be produced in abundance, which you will give to others also in appreciation of godliness, because you want the love of God. Towards receiving the love of God and blessings more and more upon you, you will remove the enmity between you and others, remove the dislike and hatred in your society. See others as a human being, not belonging to a religion, not belonging to a section whose culture is different, whose your culture is different. The culture is definitely different from person to person, because he is inclined towards the earthly material. The more he is turning towards his soulful life, then all humanity is same. They become a human being with humanness in them, and thereafter the entire society will be living until they have described our reaches very beautifully, splendorously, being an example themselves for others. That is the life Allah wants you to live in this world. So follow what was revealed to you, what is being revealed to you from your Lord, and do not follow other than Him from the external atmosphere, from whatever is created outside of your heart. Everything is created. Inside of your heart, everything to be sourced for a creation unknown to the entire world. It is going to be an example from you that something new, inventions from inspiration. That is different. Inventions from your knowledge is different. Inventions from your knowledge is all given to you by the jinns, the physical material created out of fire or works on fire. From my inspiration, The wisdom turns out to be a knowledge is you can do what others cannot do. You can make everything happen to every single person from their heart to develop. They will be waiting in patience with belief. Things are developing before them. This is the greatest revelation in a wisdom transforming into workable knowledge because of the belief. A knowledge turning out to be a workable material, they are false. All are working by fire. And this fiery material doesn't give any solace to the heart, but it will spoil you further. There's no good thing in it. There's no revelation from it. But from here, every revelation will correct you, will transforms you, and it takes you to a higher level of understanding. There, your perception is so good. Your reception of revelation is so good. And the inspiration is fruitful. And more inspiration will be suffusing you, and such is the blessing from the heavens down to earth, and your atmosphere is expanding. Your surrounding is expanding. Your natural environment is expanding, including more and more people into your fold. Stinginess will not be there. That preposterousness will not be there. You will not be following the falsehood. You are more spacious now. You listen to God more intensely, distinctly, and your life will be a distinction above all others. Do you understand now, Kevin?
Peace, Dr. Fazl. Yes, I'm sorry, I had some complications in unmuting. Yes, I did understand. Thank you for such a thorough explanation. I really appreciate it.
All glory be to Allah, Alhamdulillah. Anywhere, any hitch, you can ask me. I gave you two verses, 57:22 and chapter 7:3. Allah is directly speaking to you. So now we have understood upon the sky it is written, and from there the blessing is going to descend on the earth. And between the heavens and the earth and environment, my heart becomes spacious now. I don't have to enter into somebody else's world. And they are very much invited into my world because it's so spacious. Those people are listening and following only their knowledge, the devil's knowledge. Their life is so closed, straightened, I cannot even enter. Think of entering them, but they can enter into my world. This is how the society is graciously expanded. 7:3, follow what has been revealed to you from your God, peace, and do not follow other than Him. The world is full of challenges. Don't listen, no challenge at all. So beautiful it is. Don't follow them, but little do you remember. Now we are able to remember very soulfully, expand with the expanded heart. We receive the grace of Allah. I want peace. And let that peace from me go to my bitterest enemy also. No problem. Hereafter, our promises, God-given promises, will be fulfilled by Him. And we will be feeling like the performance of His promise. So Allah says, you perform His promise, He will perform your promise. Chapter 2, verse number 40. O children of Israel, remember my favor. The children of Israel are Adam's progenies, generations, descendants, right? So we are also Adam's descendants. When Allah says children of Israel, not only them, the descendants of Adam. See how beautifully we are arriving at a conclusion. This book is for everyone, not for a particular people. Why Allah addresses children of Israel? Remember my favor, which I have bestowed upon you. These people, children of Israel, fail to remember. They have forgotten. They become ungrateful to God. They fail to show thanks to Him no more. So He, Allah calls only the children of Israel. All the other people, little better than the children of Israel. Why Allah calls them? It is not that He is applauding them. It is not that He is praising them. It is in a manner that He admonishes them. O children of Israel, remember the favor. You have become forgetful. You have become an ingrate. Never be such a people, and don't be a very bad example before the other people. So the generations must not be cursing you for having led your life of ungratefulness. Follow, become grateful to Allah, and be a good example before the others. Don't become a bad example. That is the situation the Israelis are now in. So he calls Israel. This will be fit enough for the entire world to come. In the future, this will hold good. So, children of Israel. Why he called children? Because you are young people. I treat you as a child. I will forgive you if you turn to Allah. Though you have committed greatest sin, I am now calling you a child. I will forgive the sins of the children, all sins of the children, because they are children. I treat you as a children. Don't make me treat you as an adult. Now we understand how we see read the Quran now. It is not that praising them he calls, admonishingly he calls them. With a warning he calls them. But in such subtleness, Allah alone can call. There are people who are sinning in such a manner. O children of Israel, they are adults. They are totally satanic also. But he calls them children. I have already forgiven you. Please return. I have already returned to you. You return. Some may return, most may not return. But Allah says this book is for eternity until the end of the world. He will be keep addressing them as children and don't follow the children of Israel. Follow me alone, my Wahi alone. Don't follow anyone else. Because these are the people, the children of Israel, they cry high. They have loud blasting uh, news they are broadcasting. They have the TV, they have the channels, they have the papers, they have the bigger lobby. They can cry big. So they are the main disasters in this present world. And their pride unsurpassable. I want you to be humble. I will take you above the children of Israel in due course. Remember my favor. Allah admonishes the children of Israel as well as us also. I have bestowed upon you and fulfill my covenant. If you are humble, I will fulfill you through you. Fulfill my command, have peace. All time peace. Every need of your body would be abundant, so you will have peace. Provided you are a person who will give, forgive. If you're forbearing also, I am going to give you more and more. Don't become stingy. Don't become niggardly and make your life in to such to a mean level. Allah does not forgive those people. So hard, uh, be wholeheartedly having an expanded heart for others to receive them with both of your hands. Embrace them. They are not your enemies. They are children. Your bitterest enemy, call them as children. Treat them as children. Treat them as not having proper knowledge. They are having only the knowledge of a child. Treat them at that level, like Allah treats the Jewish people here. Though they are the reason for most of the sins in the world. The burning, if there's a city is burning, a nation is burning, is because of them only, not because of anyone else. Even them, Allah calls them as children. They don't have enough knowledge to understand. Allah is so kind. If He is so kind to such sinful people, would He not be even more kind towards us if only follow what Allah has given to us as a blessing? That blessing is have peace. So you fulfill my covenant. I will make you perform it. So you will be the performer. Because you are performing by my guidance, don't become head hearty in the later days. Be mindful, you will be conquering the entire world because of your wisdom in such subtle manner, such gentle manner, provided you're kind to others. But never think that you had done it. Don't get into that pride. Again, our descent will be counted. Our suffering we have to undergo and then come up again. So don't fall from the heaven to the earth level. Don't become a common man and then become an Adam stage. Rise and fall, rise and fall. Don't be like that. Have always peace. That is your prime concern to earn from God. So maintain your humility before the people and be a little low. Don't become high headed. Have the kind hearted appreciation in you that you will never want to forego that kind heartedness for other people and to receive the mercy of Allah upon you. Keep a good hold on to the kind heartedness. Allah will bestow you even more of that attribute of Him to you. You will be a Rahim, Rahman and Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful, Allah will ever be with you. So you be benevolent, you be generous to the people, and be kind to the people. Allah will be kind enough and more generous on you. How beautiful the life would be. The peace is well established in us for all time to come now. There's no way of coming out of this beautiful refuge, a mansion of a human being, the soul, the heart and mind together. The mind and soul together is the heart, is the virtual heart, is the Baitul Maqaddas, pure house. From here, you'll be elevated to Masjid al-Aqsa, a far-sighted beauty. You will believe it today. That insight will take you to any length of your expectations so beautifully, so subtly and gently. Allah is kind enough to lead you and you follow. When you are following, you are performing by His grace, by His wisdom, and your workable knowledge comes from mouth and your hands and legs because He is guiding you. That has an immense power. Don't be exulting in that power. Be humble and become more fearful now. Every single wish of you will be performed. You perform becoming humble. When you are having that highness, you show your utmost humility. So this is the life that we are going to start from this moment for this day. Any questions?
Doctor, I'm Mani here.
Yes.
At the start of the class, we were talking about in business, we lose or gain. If whatever we do is, pardon? Today.
Today?
At the start of start of the class, now we sometimes we gain $200 or now we lose $1,000. We lose, but we do everything in the name of God only. So I selected what has been given to me, but I have lost. I know that I can only perform, but consequences are not mine. There are other choices to perform.
Wow.
Should I exit? There are other choices to perform. Should I perform it or not?
You know, your performance finally must end up in peace. If I am losing 1,000 rupees today, my performance is bad. But I am keeping up my promise, God-given promise. My promise to God, I'll keep your promise. I will keep up with my strength, all my strength, your promise. I will not let loose of your message, inspiration to me. Don't worry. That is the performance. Keeping up my patience and perseverance in peace, whatever be the physical loss I may incur in this life. That is not going to bother me. Whether I go for $1,000, get $10,000, I go for $1,000, I become a pauper, my peace will not be disturbed. The whole world may be suffering from corona. I have no botheration about it. And corona is not going to bother us. So what is the performance now is keeping a peace in the heart. Giving money, even the world full of gold I may be possessing, I may ransom myself with it. It is not going to be accepted. Peace is not going to come that way. Do you understand now?
Yeah,
That's the
I understand.
performance.
Yeah. Okay.
Not this donkey eating paper,
Okay.
the dollars.
As long as I have peace, I can execute another performance.
You can impart peace to others. The moment they see your peaceful mind and peaceful soul together, that brilliance, radiance that comes out of your mouth, from your face is inspiring so many people. Without even they saying their complaints to you, the moment they see you, they feel something happening there. Peace returning to them, some calmness coming to them.
Okay.
That must be the radiance of facial expression.
Thank you.
Naturally, it will be glowing.
Thank you, doctor. I understand.
Yes.
Salam, doctor.
Salam.
Is rain always a blessing of Allah, or unseasonal rains are a curse from Allah? They say, is that true?
All-time rain, all-time rain, all-time rain, drizzles, showers, rain, everything will be pouring all the day. And there should not be chilliness. There should not be freezing wind. There should be a warm wind. You need a warm wind and showers and dry land. Everything will be absorbed. It should not be soggy. Wish for it, Allah will give you. Never say, rain, rain, go away. Rain,
Okay.
rain, come again.
Yes. No, they
What
say
you
that.
need is that warmth, not the chilliness.
But the
You
monsoon
seek
rain
from
is
him.
always chilly rain, right?
No monsoon, like don't use your knowledge whether you want rain or not. That's it.
Yes.
If more rain, more produce. If more rain, everywhere there will be short courses of rivers and fountains. You want, you don't want.
Yes, yes. No, it's
Your
2 days
your earth is
raining in
living.
Hyderabad. It's since 2 days it is raining in Hyderabad.
Let it rain all through your life, every day.
Amen. Amen. Thank you.
For others who don't believe in God's word but believe in their monsoon knowledge, let them suffer. But for you, below your feet, there's no sogginess. And there'll be fountain in your house. And there'll be short course of river just by your side. And always
Inshallah.
there'll be cloudy and there's a bright light also, but you will not suffer the heat of the sun or the freezing cold of the wind. Night or day, you'll be warm. Allah's, that is Allah's way. Perform it here.
Thank you, doctor.
Without
Salam.
water, no life. Without water, no life.
Yes, without water, no
No,
life.
no monsoon at all. No monsoon at all. Every day.
Yes.
Whatever you want, seek from him.
Yes.
For me, taking showers is good for me. For another person, it is COVID for him.
Yes.
Let them die who want to die. Let them live who want to live.
Yes, doctor. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, doctor.
Yes. All glory be to Allah. Any question?
Dr. Hemlata from ICF, doctor.
Yeah.
Doctor, I want
58
explanation
to
for
57.
yes.
Hmm. Just now you came? Chapter 58, 2. Chapter 58, verse number 2. Those of you who say regarding their wives that you look like my mother when I see you from behind. Can you say that word after a period of living? But there are people who say those words, and with I cannot be in family life with you. I simply cannot imagine to have any relationship with you, physical relationship with you. There are people who say this. But how come for so many years they live, suddenly they are not able to? When the impotence strikes them, when the sexual impotence strikes them, they use these means to escape from the wives because they are not able to perform. This happens as a punishment from Allah. Don't ever say, seek forgiveness from Allah and revive your potency by the grace of Allah so that you don't have to say such disparaging words, such disgusting words. You would be despised to say that word. Don't say, seeing your wife's behind, that you look like my mother. I cannot have any relationship with you. They are the people despised. Do you understand this now, 58
Yes, doctor.
thoroughly?
Yes, doctor.
Any doubt in this before we go to 33:6, right?
Yes, sir. No, I have the doubt has cleared.
Where? Very good, nice, thank you.
Yes, thank you, doctor.
Any question?
Doctor, what is explained in 33.6?
You asked me this question the other day.
Yes.
Okay, take 33, verse number 33:6. So there you found there's a contradiction between 33:6 and 58:2.
Yeah, doctor.
Yes. Now that you have understood 58:2 clearly,
Yeah, it's clear.
there cannot be a contradiction between the two verses. Now we are going to read 33:6.
Okay, doctor.
The prophet is closer to the believers than themselves, right? The prophet must be so close to the believer, whether you like, whether you understand this or not. Definitely, a prophet is concerned about his people. Whoever has believed with him, all his interest would be to strengthen them in their belief. If somebody disowns their belief, somebody becomes unholy, suddenly becoming rejecter of the belief, definitely it pains him because after believing and then rejecting, then believing, then rejecting, finally they will end up their life in hell. So he is much concerned about them. If you are a believer, then believe in your prophet. He is much closer than your life. He is the one who saves your life and puts you in the right path. And his job is from morning till late night. His daytime work exceeds far into the night also. Then there's little sleep they get. And his wives are under his command to spread the prophethood, to spread the message of Allah to the women folk. And they have to do the job. That is how Allah has changed our heart from a physical life to the life of the prophethood. The prophet to have the mission of the prophet. So all those
Okay.
wives are the people who have been given to the prophet as his blessing to help him in the women folk of the society to spread the message of the prophecy, the message of the Quran. They will be the people in utmost help in the mission of the prophet in carrying out the messages to the people. So they will be going to the women folk, speaking to them, and their life is not sexually oriented life, but yeah, life totally entrusted with Allah that He conduct them, He guide them in the line of prophet, carrying out His mission to the people. Do you follow? They have more concern for you. Their life will be more closer to you than your mother, than your own life, than your own mother. They are like your mothers because they have no inclination towards sex. This much clear to you? But if
Yes.
you are going to, if you are going to marry them after him, it is abominable in the eyes of Allah. He gives strict instruction. They are like your mother, even closer than your mothers. Now you can understand, right?
Yes, doctor.
You go by the physical relationship, then there's discrepancy. If you go by the mission that the chosen messenger or prophet has been entrusted with, then the whole life is sacrificed towards spreading the mission of Allah, the peace of Allah. So they are more than your mother. If prophet is more than your life, their wives are more than your mothers.
Okay, doctor.
Right.
Understood. Thank you.
Anything else? That's why Allah says you cannot marry the wives of the messengers and the prophets after their life, because their life is not sexually oriented, but you are not sexually oriented. Don't spoil the grace of the motherly attitude the wives of the prophets have for the society. Don't disgrace them by seeing the way the way of the worldly eyes. They are not to be seen that way. Any question? We will see again on Thursday night, 8 o'clock.
Yes, doctor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Doctor.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Salam, Lord.
Salam to everyone. Salam to everyone.
Thank you.
Salam to everyone. Bye to Allah in the name of Allah. All glory be to Him.